I seek refuge in God from Satan in the name of Allah is gracious merciful. Quran topics by Tanvir Kazmi. Chapter number 249. God raised ranks of his chosen men, messengers, prophets by giving them special knowledge. Surah Al-Baqarah number 2 verse 32-33. When your Lord said to the angels, I am going to create a deputy on the earth, they said, will you create therein one who will spread disorder on the earth and cause bloodshed? While we proclaim your purity along with your praise and sanctify your name, he said, certainly I know what you know not. And he taught Adam the names, all of them, then presented them before the angels and said, tell me their names if you're right. They said, to you belongs all purity, we have no knowledge except what you have given us. Surely you alone are the all knowing, all wise. He said, O Adam, tell them the name of all. Tell them the names of all these. When he told them their names, God said, did I not tell you that I know the secrets of the skies and of the earth, and that I know what you disclose and what you conceal? Surah Al Imran number 3 verse 45 to 49. When the angel said, O Mary, God given you the good news of a word from him, whose name is Messiah Jesus, the son of Mary, a man of stature, a man of statues in the world and in the hereafter, one of those who are near to God. He shall speak to people while in the cradle, and also later when he is of mature age, and he shall be one of the righteous. She said, O my Lord, how shall I have a son while no human has ever touched me? Said he, that is how God creates what he wills. When he decides a matter, he simply says to be. He simply says to it, be, and it comes to be. He shall teach him the book, and the wisdom, and the Torah, and the gospel, and a messenger to the children of Israel, and a messenger to the children of Israel. I have come to you with a sign from your Lord. That is, I create for you from clay something in the shape of a bird, then I blow on it, and it becomes a living bird by the will of God. And I cure the born, blind, and the leper, and I cause the dead to become alive by the will of permission of God. And I inform you of what you eat and what you store in your houses. In this there is surely a sign for you if you are believers. Surah Al-Nisa number 4 verse 82. Why do they not study the Quran carefully? If it were from other than God, they would have found in it numerous contradictions. Surah Al-An'am number 6 verses 83 to 88. Such was our argument with which we supported Abraham against his people. We exalt whomever we will to high ranks. Your Lord is most wise, all knowing. And we granted him Isaac, Isaac, and Jacob, Yaqub al-Islam, and we guided both of them. Similarly, we guided Noah before that, and from his descendants, David, Solomon, Job, Joseph, Moses, and Aaron. We thus reward the righteous, and also Zechariah, John, Jesus, and Elias. All were it righteous, and Ishmael, Elisha, Jonah, Yunus, and Lot, Lut. Each of these would distinguish over all the people from among their ancestors, their descendants, and their siblings. We chose many, and we guided them in a straight path. Such is God's guidance, with which He guides whomever He chooses from among His people. Had they associated partners with Him, their work would have been nullified. Surah Yusuf number 12, verses 4 to 6. When Joseph said to his father, my father, I saw in dream 11 stars and the sun and the moon. I saw them all fallen prostrate before me. He said, my son, do not tell your brothers about your dream. lest they plot and scheme against you. Surely the Satan is human's worst enemy. Your Lord has thus blessed you and has given you good news through your dream. He has perfected his blessings upon you and upon the family of Jacob, Jacob, as he did for your ancestors Abraham and Isaac before that. Your Lord is all knowing, most wise. Surah Yusuf number 12, verse 20 to 21. And then sold them, and then sold him for a small price, for a few prices, for a few pieces of silver. So little did they value him. The one who brought him in Egypt said to his wife, "Take good care of him. Maybe he can be, maybe he can help us, or maybe we can adopt him." We thus established Joseph in the land, and we taught him the interpretation of dreams. God's command is always done, but most people do not know. Surah Yusuf number 12, verses 36 to 38. Two young men were in the prison with him. One of them said, "I saw in my dream that I was making wine." And the other said, "I saw myself carrying bread on my head, from which the birds were eating. Inform us of the interpretation of these dreams. We see that you are righteous." He said, "If any food is provided to you, I can inform you about it before you receive it. This is some of the knowledge bestowed upon me by my Lord. I have forsaken the religion of people who do not believe in God, and with regards to the hereafter, they are really disbelievers. And I followed instead the religion of my ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, Isaac, and Jacob, Yaqub. We never associate any partner with Allah the God. Such is the blessing from God upon us and upon the people, but most people are not unappreciative. But most people are unappreciative. Surah Al Isra, number 17, verse 45. When you read the Quran, we place between you and those who do not believe in the hereafter an invisible barrier. Surah Al Isra, number 17, verse 55. Your Lord is the best knower of everyone in the skies and the earth, in accordance with his knowledge. And we preferred some prophets, we preferred some prophets over others. For example, we gave David, Daud the Psalm book. Surah Al-Isra number 17 verse 106. We have divided the Quran in portions so that you may recite it to the people gradually, and we have revealed it little by little. Surah Al-Kahf number 18 verse 60 to 82. Moses said to his servant, "I will not rest until I reach the point where the two rivers meet, no matter how long it takes." When they reached the point where they met, they forgot their fish, and it found its way back to the river sneakingly. After they passed that point, he said to his servant, "Let us have lunch. All this traveling has thoroughly exhausted us." He said, "Remember when we sat by the rock back there? I paid no attention. I paid no attention to the fish. It was the devil who made me forget it, and it found its way back to the river. Strangely." Moses said, "That was the place we were looking for." They traced their steps back. They found one of our servants, whom we blessed with mercy and bestowed upon him from our own knowledge. Moses said to him, "Can I follow you, that you may teach me some of the knowledge and the guidance bestowed upon you?" He said, "You cannot stand to be with me. How can you stand that which you do not comprehend?" He said, "You will find me, God willing, patient. You will find me, God willing, patient. I will not disobey any command you give me." He said, "If you follow me, then you shall not ask me about anything unless I choose to tell you about it." So they went. When they boarded, when they boarded a ship, he bore a hole in it. He said, "Did you bore a hole in it to drown its people? You have committed something terrible." He said, "Did I not say that you cannot stand to be with me?" He said, "I'm sorry, do not punish me for my forgetfulness. Do not be too harsh with me." So they went. When they met a young boy, he killed him. He said, "Why did you kill such an innocent person who did not kill another person? You have committed something horrendous." He said, "Did I not tell you that you cannot stand to be with me?" He said, "If I ask you about anything else, then do not keep me with you. You have seen enough apologies from me." So they went. When they reached a certain community, they asked the people for food, but they refused to host them. Soon they found a wall about to collapse, and he fixed it. He said, "You could have demanded a wage for that." He said, "No, we have to part company, but I will explain to you everything you could not stand. As for the ship, it belonged to the poor fishermen, and I wanted to render it defective. There was a king coming after them who was confiscating every ship forcibly. As for the boy, his parents were good believers. As for the boy, his parents were good believers, and we saw that he was going to burden them with his transgression and disbelief. We willed that your Lord substitute in his place another son, one who is better in righteousness and kindness. As for the wall, it belonged to the two orphan boys in the city. Under it, there was a treasure that belonged to them. Because their father was a righteous man, your Lord wanted them to grow up and attain full strength, then extract their treasure. Such is mercy from your Lord. I did none of that of my own volition. I did none of them that of my own will. This is the explanation of the things you could not stand.